Hello, in this tutorial we will see how we can take advantage of ChatGPT in addressing team lead and management issues. We'll take a look at soft skill issues. First, analyze and chat messages, and afterwards we will understand and deal with cultural distinctions. So it's basically two cases that will take advantage of ChatGPT for. So let me state here, it's clear that we're using ChatGPT 4. Okay, I've just got the access to its API, so I got better results. So first of all, there is an ethical disclaimer. Please take your time to read it, pause the video. Well, basically, don't take ChatGPT as a psychologist or magician or doctor, and be aware that that the answers will not be so accurate. Okay, so for those who can't read the video, we understand what I'm saying. So first of all, we have set up the environment, and the goal here is to analyze chat message. So suppose I'm a manager, I'm a startup manager, a prop tech, let's say startup manager, and we have a chat room, and my team and we are discussing about the next feature, the A/B test for the next feature release. So to have this chat, this hypothetical chat, we are using ChatGPT to generate it. So basically, you don't need this, but I thought it was very interesting creating this chat message. So that's why I put it here, how I did it. But it's a hypothetical one. It's not from my team, okay? And suppose that the output of this prompt will be the text will be analyzing, okay? So what we did here is we told ChatGPT that we are 5, actually 6 with me, but I'm not chatting. I'm just the messages come from my team, and UX designer, DevOps engineer, and so forth. And I told them to generate 100 messages, and I also told ChatGPT that to rely on the big 5 personal traits. You can see what is here. This is a Wikipedia link. And I customized, and I told it like put some conflicts in the message. Okay, it's not a normal, how can I say, it's not a seamless discussion. We'll talk about work, but there will be some discussions. And here is an example of how we can put few short examples to ChatGPT. I tell them add some conflicts to the chat. For example, a conflict that's because a team member told a joke, it's not well accepted to another teammate, and the other one would like to discuss about politics. Okay. So, and here I just gave 2 examples, but I told him add some conflicts. And then I format the output as a JSON file. So what I got here is this. But why? Because I set the temperature to 1.5. It tells the model to pick not the highest probability outputs. So you can study what this parameter does at the OpenAI docs. So it's a kind of fuzzy. It's not get my and then finally it's just starting say nonsense things. Okay. So it is a bad output. Analyzing this output is a bad output because I put the temperature too high. Okay. So, and it didn't create 100 messages. So let's try to fix it by setting the temperature to 1. So why temperature set to 1? Because I don't want to be so, how can I say, common sense. They will choose the less probable answers, but still keeping the context in my instructions. Okay, so the same prompt is here. Okay, I just change the parameter to 1. And here it goes the message. It's really beautiful. I will pause the video so you can read it peacefully. So the bad thing is that it didn't create 100 messages, but it was really good chat messages, okay, according to my specifications. So let's follow up the team based on a chat log. What are you gonna do? The story is, as a manager, I want to follow up the team work and know if everything's okay, so I can motivate them and work closely if there is an issue. So let's first extract an overall feeling about the conversation. So before going to specific tasks, since actually it's a very good model, LLM model that is ChatGPT 4, let's just ask it to do the job in a simple and naive approach. Okay, so I'm just telling the model that I'm a startup manager that manages a team. We have a Slack group where we discuss the product development. Read our chat message and tell me whether there is any trouble with the team. Okay, this is the point. Okay, and if there is any trouble, something happened, let me know. Okay, and what it does is, it's really good job. Please read it. So it's a good summary. I like it very much. But let's try to be more specific. Okay. Why? Because I'd like to motivate my team. I'd like to understanding actually better what's going on. Okay. So I can do a lot of things. So what I told him is like same thing, but I did read our chat messages and analyze whether the team needs motivation, whether the team needs my assistance in any conflict issue, summarize the team progress, and extract the team morale. This is really interesting. So what you got here is, take your time to read it. So in my opinion, it's very good and detailed result. Okay. Now, what I'd like to do is, I'd like to identify, I'd like to extract more detailed information about it. So what we're going to do here is, we're going to change the prompt. For example, analyze whether there is someone who might be depressed or experienced burnout. So it's about soft skills. It's trying to extract information from chat messages if there is something bad going on. Of course, it doesn't replace a psychologist or a doctor. It's just an overview summarized so we can grasp an idea of what might be going on with the team. Identify who acted as genuine leaders. This is very important to identify leaders and mentor them. Determine if there is anyone who acted as a saboteur. Okay, what is a saboteur? In this case, it is not a bad person necessarily, but we can sabotage unconsciously our work or others' work. So there is somebody that is not working towards the common goal, something like that, what I'm asking here. And identify which team members are closer or more distant from each other. So let's say that we have cliques, let's say, in graph theories, cliques, like the group is divided in, or if there's somebody that it's not, how can I say, we can realize those kind of things when you read messages, and there is always someone telling that somebody else's idea is not good. So it's a flag. It's not definitive, of course, but it's a flag that, well, this could probably be something personal, so that I should, as manager, address the issue. So here we get the message, the answer, the prompt. So it's told us that it's difficult to determine if someone is depressed, but it actually told, however, team member 5 seems to be more serious and focused on the task, which could potentially indicate distress or burnout. Okay, so let's remember that number 5 is the tech lead. It's a neuroticism. He has this kind of big 5 personality trait. So to kind of make sense that it's number 5, not number 1, for example. And we have here genuine leaders 1 and 2, those who are open to experience in consciousness. Okay, it makes sense too. Okay, you can take a reading. You can play with these and run a lot of times to get different responses and understand and play with that. But it makes sense according to the examples that I just got here. So what I'm going to do next is we're going to focus on a specific issue and ask it to write to the team. This is very handy. This is very handy. So I ask the same things, but I add here, for example, analyze whether there is someone who might be depressed. If there is someone, please write a direct message to her, him that helps in addressing this issue. Okay? Same thing for the other situation. For example, if it identifies a leader, please write a message to the group, not a direct message. Congratulate and motivate her or him. Okay? So here you got the answers. Okay? It's a very good chat. You can take your time to look at it. And it's for me, it's the job was really well performed. So now let's try to understand and deal with cultural distinctions. So let's say a problem here. It's based on my personal experience, actually. Suppose that there are teammates in an office that share an office, a French and Brazilian and Italian. Okay, and the French person he seems to be uncomfortable with how loudly they speak. The fellows speak. So actually, it's very common. And Brazilians and Italians, we speak with hands. We speak loudly, and French people, they're more. They don't say, like, they have a lower tone voice. So of course, not all French people and not all Brazilians, but it's a cultural distinction from these cultures. So as a startup manager, I tell the context. And then I tell what has happened. Maybe it's the uncomfortable. And I just ask what I should do. I'm not asking for a specific task here, okay? And it gave me a really interesting steps to handle the situations. Most of them I will do, and some other of them I have never thought how to deal in this particular way. But this is really interesting. Take your time to read the answer. And so from it's very good insights. And now let's be more specific regarding the culture background. So what's going on here? Okay, we have a conflict or a beginning of a conflict, but we have cultural distinctions that I don't want to push them away, because the diversity is what makes us as a whole, as a team. So I don't want something to say, hey Brazilian, hey Italian, just shut up because the French one doesn't want to listen to you guys. Because it's not true. Because the French guy, he wants to listen for you. It's not true. But in the way he's used to. At the same time, I don't want to say to the Brazilian, the Italian, hey, don't be yourselves. So it's a very hard task to address. So what I put here is, one thing that I do is to understand and respect diverse backgrounds. I'd like to keep them, but I'd like to put respect to the others too. Okay, and I tell it to ChatGPT. So what I add here is, how could I address this situation by knowing that I want the team to understand and respect the diverse backgrounds, perspective, values, so forth. Adjust my communication style according to create an inclusive and welcome environment. This is what I want as a manager. So let's now analyze the result. I thought that the result was just great, okay? Mainly when he talks about shared personal experience. Actually, this prompt was based on my experience in France. Actually, I was the Brazilian in this situation. And I shared a multicultural environment. Most of us, like researchers, we were from abroad. And the other part of the ChatGPT answer that I liked very much is the guidelines for noise levels, respecting personal space and using inclusive language. So it's telling me to use a guideline. Lead by example. Well, This is so classic and it's really truth. I think it's very strong. And celebrate diversity. Well, when it told me to celebrate diversity, I was thinking of a party or something like that. But then I said, okay, like just a coffee time, like a pause café, like in French, we say that in France. And somebody could bring the food they want from the country. Okay, it's like half an hour, 1 hour. They are just eating, have a coffee, and or a happy hour. So I loved those particularly response. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please share it to your friends or message me, reach me out at LinkedIn, ask for another example or something that you would like to see here or anything else you'd like to come up with. I'd like to listen from you.